CFM Radio. CFM Radio, Thursday edition. We are back.
Ooh. We might have had a spooky setback yesterday, but we're back just in time for some more fun Halloween music. Some interesting arrangement of Bloody Tears going on right now. Thanks, Konami, for that one.
Thank you very much, Konami. Thank you very much for all of the cool Castlevania support you've been giving us lately. Castlevania in Vampire Survivors, Castlevania Dominus Collection, great collection of games. Vampire Survivors, if you haven't checked it out, awesome game. You can play it on your phone. I highly recommend it. But Drix, I gotta tell you, that's not the only epic thing that happened, because if you guys have not followed us over on Twitch at CFM on Twitch, I don't know what you're doing, because this week was epic.
Yeah, bit of a pop-up stream of one of the games that we're reviewing a little later.
Absolutely, one of the games, Rogue Flight. Definitely want to check it out. Definitely want to make sure that you're tuned in for that game. And again, if you missed it, on Tuesday, and that was
Yes.
That was not not
Even out yet.
Yeah,
actually.
it was I was gonna say that was not actually the day it came out. We both thought it was the day it came out, but actually not the day it came out. But really cool to see a nice snippet of the game. And I gotta tell you, if you like high octane action and insane shooting, Rogue Flight is the game for you. Like, I gotta tell you, it was so awesome.
Yeah, sounds like you enjoyed the stream.
I really liked it. It really made me want to buy it.
Yes, so coming soon, an upcoming release.
And we also have another review my formal review for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero coming up here in just a moment. Really quick, just want to recap for everybody. No Mother Monday next week.
No.
Yeah, no Mother Monday.
But it's looking like the next one could be the last one.
Right. And we want to make sure that Mother Monday, the last Mother Monday, because it could be the next Mother Monday, because it could be the last Mother Monday. We want to make sure that everybody can catch up on that VOD. So if you haven't, again, twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch, go check out the VOD. Because I gotta say, last week was pretty crazy. You really powered through a lot of stuff. Like,
yeah, it was a good time. Made it to the Lost World, and fought a bunch of dinosaurs and the like.
Through the dream.
It was pretty fun. Yeah, a bit of some heartwarming sequences too.
Yeah.
And
Some of
had enjoyed a nice cup of tea.
Yes, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So again, if you didn't see the last stream for Earthbound Mother 2, you got to go check it out. Mother Monday may be coming to an end, but I'll tell you what's not coming to an end anytime soon. The Retro Goldmine, where we are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. It's not coming to an end anytime soon, but I gotta say, Drix, I was doing a lot of work last stream. I didn't expect the deck to be so strong, and I didn't expect to get some of the cards that I had got out of Free Duel. So I'm really happy that we got
the heart of the cards is coming along nicely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The heart of the cards is with me, and we're doing pretty good. Got rid of a couple of the lesser bosses. Got rid of the Mountain Mage. Got rid of the Forest Mage, and those were pretty. I think I got rid of one more. I think I got rid of the Desert Mage as well. That was pretty cool. The journey overall has been pretty awesome. We started off from pretty humble beginnings to the point where we game over 3 times in a row on the first day.
Yeah.
Now we're just kicking ass, making twin-headed thunder dragons, making crimson sunbirds, buffing them up with mystical moon, using the mountain field spell to our advantage to deal over 3,000 damage in an attack. Really, really good stuff. Kicking a lot of ass over there in Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. So if you have it, again, if you're not over there following us on Twitch, you gotta go check it out. Twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch. You don't want to miss last week's Mother Monday. Drix himself saying heartwarming moments. And God, I don't know, man. Like the final stretch.
We're more active on Twitch than the other social platforms at the moment, but that could change at any minute.
It could, especially with a little bit, especially with the year coming to an end imminently.
Yeah, got to follow the views too. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so like we always say, go over there, follow us on Twitch. That's where you get all the gameplay. All of the live gameplay is always over on Twitch. And you never know. Like we were saying, Rogue Flight popped up on a Tuesday night.
Yeah. I like the idea of streaming the games for review if possible.
Yeah, if we're able to.
You know, depending on the release dates and things like that.
Because like, I'll say it like this, Drix. Anybody who's looking to buy a game or is interested in a game, they all just want to see the game.
Yes, where gameplay?
Yes, where gameplay?
Age-old question.
Where gameplay? Guess what? CFM, we're going to show you. That's over there, twitch.tv, CFM on Twitch. Go over there, make sure you're following us. But Drix, I do believe we're going to jump right in to my review. We're going to jump into game reviews. We're going to start the show off with our game reviews. We're going to top load it. We're going to start it off. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I played it on the PS5. I'll do my Sparking Zero review, then we will take a break, and then we'll do Rogue Flight, and then we'll jump right into we'll do some new releases, then the news. So without further ado, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Talked about it last week when it came out. I gave my initial impressions. I thought it was a pretty cool game. I thought it had a lot to offer for the fans. I feel as though I stand by what I said last week, by a lot of it, in that I believe this game is absolutely 100% for the fans. There's a lot of care in even the menus, as you're seeing right now in the B-roll. I think if you want to play some sort of like Dragon Ball fantasy, Dragon Ball what if, there's a lot of what ifs that are baked into it in the form of branching paths, a lot of storylines. I haven't beaten all the character storylines. I've beaten it with Goku, I've beaten it with Frieza, and I'm about halfway through it with Vegeta, and I'm about halfway through it with Goku Black. So, and they all have their own stories. And I think there's also Trunks. So, like, there's a lot. It's a meaty game if you're into Dragon Ball. And these all have what-if scenarios, and they all go into branching paths. Branching paths that could, like, end the entire... Like, you could beat the game on, like, the second or third fight if it's, like, a branching path that's just like, oh, man, Frieza conquers the universe.
The end. Yeah, a lot of social media posts out there just like, did I just ruin a canon event in the show? And like, that's definitely a lot of that out there. Yeah,
and it is funny because they kind of sneak up on you because when it comes to gameplay, I will say that I didn't capture a lot of multiplayer gameplay that I've been doing recently, but it is rather complex. I'm just gonna lay it out here for anybody who's paying attention. This is like a sort of like a mixture of Tenkaichi Budokai 3 and Raging Blast.
Yeah, somewhere in between. Not like a quote unquote real fighting game. You won't see it at Evo. Probably.
No, I don't think you will. Anything like that. Funny you say that.
Well,
Drix.
you might fight your friends.
Yeah. funny you say that, Drix, because while you may not see a game like this at EVO, I would not blame anybody for trying to like enter a tournament or thinking that they're good, because I firmly believe that you can get good at this game. There's just enough for me. There's just enough. There are a couple of maneuvers that are like advanced tech, mostly in movement. Positioning ends up being pretty important. It actually matters if I am a little bit higher or a little bit lower than you, especially if we're fighting in midair. Giant characters are definitely characters you need to know how to fight against. It's a pretty dynamic back and forth, all things considered. And I will say that after playing online and after playing against friends, and like going all out, you do get better, and it makes those what if scenarios easier to come by, because you just get this game is good like that. I would say it actually is different than the previous Dragon Ball Fighters games, even a game like Dragon Ball Fighters with a Z.
Yes.
In that
Fighter Z.
You know, the main problem that I had with Fighter Z is that it had real, quote unquote, real combos and like quote unquote like actual like extenders and like tech in it for the fighting game fan. But there was also like auto combos, and it kind of like was a weird separation. Like you would play against people who would like exclusively use auto combos, and you would play against people who like knew what the fuck they were doing. And like they're and
modern and plastic.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then I feel like Raging Blast suffered from that too a little bit, because Raging Blast and Tenkaichi Budokai, as those games, as far as back as those games go on the PS2 and all that stuff, I would, anyone who's played any of these Dragon Ball fighting games can tell you they have these weird esoteric mechanics that the game never tells you about, that you just kind of figure out on your own. And once you figure it out, you're kind of like on another level. This game doesn't do any of that, and I really, 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 really appreciate it. I really appreciate the fact that this game respects what you're trying to do with it. It understands that you just want to Dragon Ball out, and the tutorial is really nice. It just is straight up. It leaves nothing to really be pondered about. And like, I mean, I guess when the rubber hits the road, yeah, it is a little bit different, mainly because everything goes so fast, and the variability in your combos and how you can perform the combos, and where you can launch your opponent. You can launch them in the air, you can launch them far away, you can launch them into the ground, you can launch them into the wall, you could hit him with a back turn, you know what I mean? Now I'm hitting him in the back, doing combos in the back. And if you're hitting somebody from the back, there's even more properties. Like some attacks get bonus properties, and all attacks do more stun. So like there is a good amount of depth once you really get into the weeds of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I think the main problem is I don't think anyone's going to, because the online play sucks, Drix.
Ooh.
Drix, this
Wow,
online play is really bad. And I will give them credit where credit is due. They do have a good system for sussing out whether or not an opponent is reliable. Like you can choose whether or not to like, I shouldn't say whether or not. You can choose the match complete, they call it match completion rate of your enemies. So it could be like low, very low, moderate, high, very high. So you can presumably get good connections all the time. But I have to preface all of this with, Drix, this is a delay-based netcode. This is not rollback. So lag spikes happen often. If somebody is using a real lag switch, you're never gonna beat them, and you can tell immediately. You can do old school, like, original Xbox Halo 2 bullshit tricks, like turn on like 3 YouTube videos at the same time and lag people out. Like, there are things like that you can do and work in this game.
Wow.
Like, because the lag just can become overwhelming, and the game doesn't try to roll it back or try to synchronize in any way. It just all catches up because it's on delay.
Man, that's crazy. That is the true purpose and intent of rollback netcode.
Yeah, it makes it so that, like, if you are used to fighting modern day fighting games, even people clown on Mortal Kombat 1. Even if you play Mortal Kombat 1 has a better netcode than this game. Like, it's my main gripe with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is that the online play, you just can't take the online play seriously. It's not a real test of your skill if you want it to be. So, with that being said, do I recommend Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? Yes. Oh, that's another thing that I wanted to say. Split screen multiplayer. It exists and it works pretty good. The frame rate runs pretty well, I gotta say, but you can only play one stage, and that's the hyperbaric time chamber.
Whoa, what? One stage for your couch friend?
Yes, and it's the hyperbaric time chamber. It's not even I gotta say, there's a good amount of stages featured in the game. Like, you have locations like Land of the Kais, you have the Tournament of Power Arena, right? You have Kame House, you have Planet Namek, but you can't play any of these couch bound. I guess unless you have the PC version, because you can mod it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of disappointing. At least they might patch it. Who knows, right? Who knows? But
yeah,
for now, that is a really disappointing thing. It's really disappointing, especially as someone like me who was like, damn, look at all these cool arenas that you can play as online. I love fighting in the Land of the Kais because it's just a really cool stage with not a lot of bullshit in it. And I really like fighting in the exact opposite of the Land of the Kais.
Let's go somewhere empty.
The exact opposite of the Land of the Kais, the World Budokai Arena. So, I love those two arenas, but I can't play any of them with, like, my little brother at home.
Ooh, only online, huh?
Only online.
Yeah, my glass has been shattered.
Yeah. That's kind of lame. But other than that, it's pretty good. The combat's nice. Transforming mid match always feels great. Pulling off supers like you're seeing in the B-roll right now always feels really great. There's a lot of characters. Yes, I will preface by saying there's a lot of characters. Asterisk. Yes, there's like 12 Gokus, 20 Gokus.
Yes, what Dragon Ball Z game would it be without those?
But listen, I'm a big Dragon Ball. I like my. In the B-roll right here, you're seeing me play as fucking Tapion. All right, so I like my Dragon Ball B side characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have a good selection of characters. It's really nice. One of my favorite teams. Tapion, Janemba, Cooler.
The movie guys.
Yeah, the movie guys. You're right. The fucking movie guys. God damn it.
Squad up with the movie guys.
Yeah, squad up with the movie guys. But there is a lot of a wide variety of characters, even characters that play as Yajirobe. Right?
Yeah, surprisingly useful.
Yeah, you can play as Yajirobe, you can play as fucking Mr. Satan, you can play as Videl. You can play as Videl as Great Saiyaman 2, right?
Nice.
I could play as Nail.
Love that.
Like, you know,
I haven't played as Nail in a while.
yeah, you can play as every individual member of the Ginyu Force. Like, you know, there's a lot of great things in here. Beerus, Whis, you're seeing him in the B-roll. You can play as them too. Everyone is in. Everyone is here. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But like, it's not
of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, of Dragon Ball. And you guys, everyone knows that they're going to be adding more DLC characters. DLC Wave 1 was already announced. They're 2 characters from Dragon Ball Daima. Like, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, right. They gotta be from
Give
Daima.
that a nice plug.
So it's gonna be a good ride. It's really shame about the netcode. The netcode. And here's the thing, I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 because I think any fan should buy it. It is a real successor to the Budokai Tenkaichi series. It has the same gameplay feel, even though the mechanics are not one-to-one. It is like definitely Budokai meets Raging Blast, but there's just so much for the Dragon Ball fan in here. I will preface the 4 though. I'm gonna say it's a low 4. Like, it's not a very convincing 4 because the deadly duo for me is the online play being rather lackluster. I'm just gonna say it. It's rather lackluster because Drix, and I wouldn't be so up on it, and I wouldn't be so wild on it if the timing for certain things such as a super counter or a sidestep, like actually a good sidestep. Like, you know, sometimes when you're playing this game online, you have to fucking be playing it in the future because, like, you know that this 2-frame window is probably just not gonna hit, Chief. Like,
yikes.
Yeah. So there's that. Combined with the fact that couch multiplayer only has the hyperbaric time chamber as its sole arena to fight in, Drix, I can't recommend this for someone who's just looking for a fighting game. I can't.
Yeah,
even like
something fun to play with your person next to you.
Yeah, like I can't recommend that because like, and it's gonna sting extra hard because you're gonna be like, damn, why can't I play? Especially if you're just trying to find something. Like if you're a Dragon Ball fan and like your girlfriend's not a Dragon Ball fan, right? But she likes video games, or like your partner, they're not a fucking Dragon Ball fan, but they're down to play video games. You really kind of can't play this game with them because you only can play in, I'm just gonna say it, the most boring arena.
The most nothing anyone can imagine, where even time goes slower because it's so boring.
Yeah, so like, come on. Yeah, so come on. You know, I don't know what's up with Bamco. I don't know why they did that, but it's really disappointing. It makes the multiplayer experience as a whole very lackluster. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I'm gonna give it a 4, but it's a low 4. If
we did decimals, we would round down.
Yeah, I definitely would. If we did like the point system, I guess I would give it like a 3.5 because I don't really want to split hairs on it. Because it is a good game. The meat is on the bones, especially if you're into Dragon Ball. Like if you're into Dragon Ball, it doesn't matter. You gotta buy it. But even if you're just
fanfic story simulator.
Yeah, but like if you're trying to play this with friends, they either better be online and you better be like close by. And when I'm talking close by, Drix, I'm talking like in the same county. Okay, like
same zip code.
Yeah, like I'm talking like maybe you and I would be able to play, but even then, like, you know, from San Diego to LA. But even then, I actually think I'm kind of sketch after playing this game. After putting a solid like 25 hours in this game. Most of that being online multiplayer in like ranked mode, I gotta say, man, it's pretty sketch. And I don't know if even like I would trust like playing with someone in like San Diego proper from my rural area. So like, you know, it's kind of sad that the multiplayer experience is fairly lackluster. Make sure your buddies online are close by when you're trying to play Sparking Zero, because this game's not going to do anything to compensate. And if you want to play this game just with friends online, I mean, fuck, man. I hope you guys like the hyperbaric time chamber. Like,
Wow, yeah, I'm gonna have to try to share play with somebody just to see it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the play. I would definitely say, again, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, it's worth the buy. The what-if scenarios alone are definitely worth checking out, and there's just so many of them, and the game is chock full of them. The scenario battler also totally worth it, but in the end, I just think that it could have been a little better in the multiplayer area. But everything else is quintessentially Dragon Ball. And I think it's, again, a 4 out of 5. Solid.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm gonna have to pick this one up eventually.
Yeah, it's definitely for the fans. I will say that. It's definitely for the fans. There's a lot of TLC. It's very, very, very lovingly made. It's really, really nice. I really was impressed by all of the production value in this game, but it's the multiplayer experience that just leaves so much to be desired, Drix. It's very sad.
Yeah, kind of an important part of a fighting style game.
But you know what? I was going to say let's take a break, but you know what, Drix? I think we'll just move into your review of a game that you streamed on Tuesday after I was done.
Should I play the opening theme first or after?
I mean, if you want to cut into it right now, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, roll that B-roll, man.
Ready for taxi.
Shit, sorry if I blasted anyone's ears with that B-roll. But there we go. All right, yeah, that's what we're set. That's what it is. That's what's up. And guys, if you missed this on CFM over on Twitch, oh my God, you missed the fuck out. Like,
let me just set the stage for this.
that was awesome. That's the intro. That's like the main theme song.
Yeah, that is the opening credits. So, if this is too long and you don't read, then you're probably going to want to be an anime fan if you enjoy this, because it is really, really heavily inspired by like retro 80s and 90s classic anime. It's like a space opera in its storytelling, and the levels are kind of episodic in their storytelling and cutscenes and stuff. basically you got AI that's gone crazy and removed most of civilization in a matter of 3 days. But humanity has found one last spacefaring vessel to, send to the stars, and one pilot left on Earth that can pilot it. So her name is Nadia, I think. And but yeah, this is a arcade style shooter. There's something like 5 levels, but a lot of replayability in how the story progresses and stuff. Could this be like a suicide mission more or less? And it has some roguelite elements. Imagine, Star Fox 64, but with roguelite elements and a cool aesthetic.
So this is just a straight up rail shooter then, right?
Yes,
this is what we're looking
it is
at.
on a train track. It's not res. You don't need to look around 360 like it's a Panzer Dragoon. Yeah, so you're just piloting around sort of on the rails. And there's some pretty cool mechanics, a lot of fun upgrades, some interesting customizations that you can unlock, and part of the story is getting all of the weapons online, and it's like, does that play into the roguelite part of it? But there's some call signs, such as Weeb, Weeaboo, and Sephiroth is one of the call signs. The description is one-winged angel because somebody realizes that every game should have Sephiroth in it.
Absolutely, one for the anime fans. Sounds like
yeah.
This game is absolutely for the anime fans. Just by looking at it, you're seeing it on the B-roll right now, and I gotta say, Drix, these visuals. I said it when we were when you were streaming. These visuals look incredible, but now that I'm actually getting to see it crisp, with a more crisp fidelity. Wow,
yeah, it's worth playing on the PS5 or on the PC when it arrives. It's coming out for the Switch as well, but yeah, it looks great. And PlayStation Store says PS5 Pro enhanced too,
Ooh. So hey, there you go.
But yeah, looks great on PS5.
Did you have
loving
any
the soundtrack?
Was there anything with the controller on the PS5?
Oh, the haptic feedback is pretty insane. The different weapons feel differently, and you're pretty much anytime you're firing, there's pressure on your fingers. You might even get a little tired after playing for hours, like I may or may not have done. And yeah, you'll feel it in your hands how the weapons shoot differently, and it's rumbling. The speaker is just going off with radio communications from your team back on Earth, and the combos are really fun. So there's AI person commending you when you do awesome things. You'll probably see it on the left side, awesome, great job, passable. So much fun to link stuff together
because that arcade feel, it really leans into all that. Is there a big score attack element?
Talk about bringing the arcade home when you feel the rumble behind your shots, and you're hearing noise from different places.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, great soundtrack. You may have just heard there's a J-pop artist named Itoki Hana that was featured, and the music is also done by a duo called Fat Bard, which a lot of cool guitar shredding, and there's actually an unlockable mode. There's a lot of stuff to unlock. You'll probably, if you play this, you're going to want to beat it at least 3 times, if not 5 to 8, and maybe come back to it in a year. If this is I happen to be really hankering for a train track Star Fox shooter, so this really just hit the mark for me, because I was craving one. I was like, oh, which franchise and IP will make another one of these, because I could really go for one of those right now.
Or do I just load up Star Fox 64 on Switch Online, right?
Yeah, old reliable, pretty much. That's the other option. But yeah, and there is a retro mode where because there's already a lot of kind of nostalgia pilled video effects, film grain, and VHS tape things going on. It's like you just picked up an anime VHS at the pawn shop or something. Thrift store.
That's actually sick.
But there's a retro mode that changes the soundtrack, and it becomes like this sharp 8600 music that I'm playing in the background right now. And it's an old chip sounds that is perfect CFM radio music, I tell you what.
Wait, but hold on. So wait a minute. The entire soundtrack flips?
Yeah, and it's the same compositions, but they ran them through, their favorite chip tracking software, and they programmed a whole other version of the soundtrack for us to enjoy.
Oh.
I mean, for me, like that's my replayability right there.
Wow.
Some of the roguelite modes are like, okay, you get paired with a specific loadout that you can't change throughout your run through of the game. I don't think it pays off very much. Like you kind of there's ways to build up like your stats by playing the game over and over again, but like it doesn't feel as satisfying as some other like roguelites, because you're not going to be choosing a lot of like abilities or really customizing. You don't 2% increase in that, like 1.5% increase in the other thing. It kind of just does all the math for you.
Like nothing
but
really
definitely
explosive.
Worth replaying for the soundtrack.
Like no explosive changes, or anything like that.
You kind of, you're gonna if you play it, 3 times, get all the different story endings, you're gonna pretty much unlock everything. And you get like a new game plus, as well as a roguelite mode plus. So a couple different modes, but for me, it's really the style that is gonna keep me bringing back the music, the atmosphere. So if you're not into anime, it's probably not going to hit the mark for you. It's pretty much, Vector was saying this earlier and it really hit the mark. It's Ace Combat and Macross. Yep.
Like
that hits the anime mark.
Macross action, like before you transform into like your robot, and then you have like that Ace Combat drama, because like I'm looking at, like you can see it on the B-roll, like you look at these characters who are talking with you, and they like the drama is heavy, and from Drix, from what you're telling me, that dialogue comes in through the controller. Yeah,
a lot of it, especially in levels and stuff. Yeah, not usually during cutscenes, but and there's this cool mode that you're seeing right now in the B-roll where you can just turn off the UI and the visuals just look stunning.
Yeah,
like anytime you do that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy for an indie game. It looks really good. I love how the character's portrait's in the corner, and like when you're moving, she like looks around. That's sick.
Yeah, and really good voice acting too. Some top-notch voice actors. I'm gonna play it again, but in Japanese, so I can hear some of the cast from other animes and stuff. There's like, cast. Oh, I think I have it open right here. From like Evangelion. Or the American cast is from Overwatch, League of Legends, Marvel Avengers. Japanese talent from Neon Genesis, Evangelion, Gundam, Sailor Moon, Naruto, and One Piece. So
star-studded.
They go so heavy into the anime realm, So that's pretty much its only downfall. There's a couple loud sound effects that I noticed that maybe I would have mixed that differently. But yeah, like I had to like adjust the volume a bit during the stream because there's like a couple specific ricochet shots that are just like, whoa,
yeah, they go kablooey.
Crazy loud. Yeah, I get it. I'm not doing damage. They really reinforce that and drive that home. But yeah, all in all, I love this. This is a really great game for me, but I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
All right, so definitely a solid. Definitely gameplay-wise, solid. God, the visuals look great, but it definitely leans heavy into the anime. So I definitely understand what you mean by if you're not into anime, you may really not. This might not hit for you, because boy, oh boy, it doesn't really lean into that. Because like I don't know if you see it in this B-roll, but like there are even like like mobile suits, like mecha enemies and stuff like that. There's like super like beams and stuff like that. Your character in the corner is super anime. So like,
yeah, the explosions look drawn, and I love that.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed the haptic feedback too. That felt new and kind of different to me. Or I haven't played a lot of recent train track rail shooters, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one.
Hell yeah. So, Rogue Flight. What was that? Give it a 4 out of 5, you said?
4 out of 5.
There you go, CFM Radio with a couple of 4s coming at you. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero if you're on either the high end of the mark, or Rogue Flight if you're on the more indie budget end. But either way, 2 great games. Sounds like you both walked away from these games pretty satisfied. I know I did with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I'm still gonna play it, even though the online's wonky. I still really enjoy all of the single player modes, and there's still a lot for me to sink my teeth into. Drix, it sounds like you want to go back and play some more of Rogue Flight.
Yeah, exactly. Again, just really, I've been wanting one of these for a while, and it came at the right time, and I'm gonna go enjoy it some more for sure.
Hell yeah. We'll probably both end up enjoying these games after the show, but right now we're just going to take a break. And Drix, what is this groovy synthwave we're going for? Whoa.
Yeah, I've been keeping it sharp X6800 for a bit. But this is from a game called Al Shark, a song called Silent Satellite.
Silent Satellite, Al Shark. We are live, CFM Radio.
A retro sound chip you should know.
We'll be back.
CFM Radio.
CFM Radio, video game music and news. We are back. Make sure you hit subscribe and give us a like.
Yeah. Push them buttons.
Press
As
all
gamers.
the buttons. Yes. As gamers, we love pressing buttons.
About it.
And you know what, Drix? We're going to talk new games because you know what? We love pressing buttons, so we got to talk about it, you know? We're just going to jump right into the new releases because, Drix, we got to talk about it. We all know it. Most people love it. It's Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Oh, yeah. If you're a fan, you're likely to have already pre-ordered this.
Yes.
It's good to hear from Black Ops once again. I'm definitely more enthralled than usual.
Yeah, you know, Black Ops is always the one that's kept my attention. I love me some zombies. I think Black Ops ends up being the more over-the-top take. The last one I played was a Black Ops game. I think it was Black Ops 3. So
grappling hooks and power slides.
Yeah, power slides.
The Tony Hawk of first-person shooters.
Absolutely. And here it is from the website, quote, while the Gulf War commands the global spotlight, a shadowy clandestine force has infiltrated the highest levels of the CIA, branding anyone who resists as traitors. Exiled from their agency and country that once hailed them as heroes, Black Ops veteran Frank Woods and his team find themselves hunted by the military machine that created them. With a full campaign, 16 multiplayer maps at launch, and fan-favorite zombies mode, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is hitting PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series consoles, and PCs this Friday, October 25th. Drix, this is on fucking everything.
Yeah. No, PS4 players, be proud. You're still getting the latest Black Ops game.
Yeah, PS4 players rejoice. Black Ops 6 is here for you.
You've still got time. I was once there before my PS5.
Yeah, right, exactly. Hey, you know what? Drix, you still have Black Ops. And let's not forget Game Pass.
Yep. There's always Game Pass.
There's
Thanks,
always
Actively
Game
Soft.
Pass. There's always Game Pass. And
Microplay Soft.
next up, we have a surprisingly strong contender. We have Sonic X Shadow Generations, or Sonic Cross Shadow Generations, whatever you want to call it. It is here, Drix, it's almost here. It's coming out this
Shadow
week.
returns. It's his turn now for the edgy color scheme, my favorite indeed.
Absolutely. Edgy hedgehog for an edgy guy like me.
Mm-hmm. Black
It's
and red.
all me. From the website, quote, in this new standalone campaign, Shadow's nemesis, Black Doom, has re-emerged and threatens to take over the world once again. Shadow must journey into his past, confront his painful memories, and unlock new dark powers to save the world. This, along with new bosses and levels, make this game the definitive version of Sonic Generations. The game zips onto PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series consoles, PC, and Switch this Friday, October 25th. But if you got the digital deluxe editions, you could play right now. You're probably already playing.
Sweet. Yeah. Isn't that tantalizing, playing it before everyone else?
Before everyone else playing it, paying your extra entire game's worth of money to play it before everyone else.
You can go to the show as a VIP and have your own entrance a little early.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, coming out on October 25th for pretty much all your every major platform. PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series consoles, PC, and Switch. You know what? This game has a leg up on Call of Duty. It's on the Switch.
Haha.
And again, surprisingly strong contender, got a 9 out of 10 from IGN. Sonic game getting a 9? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Good job, guys.
Good job.
Sega is everywhere. Sonic is everywhere.
And I'll tell you what's not everywhere. Sega's other new release this week, it is Ys 10, The Nordics.
Yeah, I'm going to run some music from Ys 3.
We love it. Hey, I just love me some Nihon Falcom, okay? Like,
Yeah.
These guys need to
Good
stay in
stuff.
business. I don't
Yeah,
care.
support
I'm not
your,
even going to talk about this
very
game.
local
Just go buy it.
family. Please.
From the Steam page, quote, the story takes place in the Northern Sea, Obelia Bay, a bay filled with countless islands of all sizes. East 10 Nordics depicts a brand new adventure in the Northern Sea, Obelia Bay, featuring young adventurer Adel Christine as its protagonist. East 10 Nordics hits PS4, PS5, Switch, and PC this Friday, October 25th. Drix, this Friday is stacked.
Yeah. Big things coming, but big fun, big games. You know, some
Big
big
pain
names
on your wallet.
actually too. Some of the biggest there is. Kind of the biggest out there.
Yeah, honestly. Like I said, 2 Sega releases and a Call of Duty. Drix, we're gamers, we're gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And you know
And
what?
Rogue Flight.
Yeah, actually, just you can play some Rogue Flight,
Mm-hmm. If you want to keep it on the down low.
right? It's going to be out there. I think it's out now, so you can play some Rogue Flight. But I'll tell you what time it is, Drix. It's time for
Video game news.
it's time for some video game news.
Yeah. No, we're about hitting our usual show point, but we got a little meaty with our double game review session. So let's keep this party going on a special Thursday edition.
We just got
of
a couple
CFM
of
Radio.
it's nothing special. We just got a couple of things. You know, people a little bit of a leak and a little bit of hot air because we're just going to jump into it because you know we all know that gaming peripherals, Drix, aren't exactly the same as video games. But I think
No.
out of all these manufacturers who make these peripherals, Razer might be the one with the finger on the pulse of the industry just a little bit more maybe than others.
Yeah, bringing products to people, you know, people who play games.
Yeah, you know they even try to give you a gaming phone.
Yeah, isn't that a nice idea?
The gaming phone, Drix. Hold on, let me throw up some B-roll here real quick.
Or the games, a mobile device designed with games in mind.
For the gamer. But we're talking about them because the company's CEO came out at South by Southwest Sydney to remind us all about the ever-present buzzword, Drix, metaverse.
Oh no, that old thing?
That old chestnut. From reviews.org, quote, the headline is, Razer CEO, don't declare the metaverse dead.
Yeah, it depends on where you look.
Yeah, I don't think Roblox is dead at all.
No.
From the article, quote, speaking at this year's South by Southwest Sydney, Razer CEO Min Liang Tan predicted that AI would prove to be transformative for game development and the audiences it caters to. He goes on to make some interesting remarks, quote, I do think we'll see a lot more AI being used in the development of games. You see indies being able to design games and a lot more of the game in the sense that you don't need a large team anymore to do a lot of the heavy lifting where it can be done by AI. And he goes on to say, quote, of course, a lot of the content is going to be terrible, but there's going to be a lot of great content that will also come up from individual indies or small teams that can now create with the help of AI. And finally, while the company is, quote, quietly optimistic about the metaverse, he says, again, quote, I don't know if it will reach the stage where all of us are wearing VR goggles all day long in a metaverse of sorts, but from a gaming perspective, we are already in the metaverse. And you know what, Drix? I stand by what I said earlier. I think he's right.
Yeah, I mean, VR chat has been around
Yep.
for a while, and they're still making many memes.
Many memes, not just VR chat. I make fun earlier, but Roblox is definitely a metaverse. It's being called a
Yeah.
metaverse by all these people who want to believe a metaverse exists and is a thing. Fortnite.
Yeah, you don't
is
have
a-
to wear the goggles if you don't want to.
Yeah, Fortnite is a metaverse technically, right? Like,
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 could be a metaverse.
yeah, that could be a metaverse. You know, like From a gaming perspective, I think we've been in the metaverse for a really long time. Like for
Yeah.
us, I don't think it's anything new.
Yeah, World of Warcraft metaverse.
Yeah. Well, I would even say like go even earlier, like StarCraft, custom maps.
Yeah. EverQuest.
EverQuest.
metaverse.
Yeah, you know, you have a lot of Magic the Gathering Online.
Yeah. How's
Like,
that for a metaverse?
Yeah, hey, technically Magic the Gathering Online cards are NFTs.
Yeah, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
They just, they were more fungible, I guess.
Yeah, you know, like if you play MTGO, you know what I'm talking about. That shit's worth event tickets. The event tickets, $1. Fucking you know.
How's that for your crypto?
Yeah, there you go. Crypto before crypto. That shit came out 2005. We were ahead of the game. So
yeah. WoW Gold.
So yeah, I think the Razer CEO you know, he's out here at South by Southwest. Min Liang Tan is out here at South by Southwest. In Sydney. You know, he sounds a lot like the Sony executive that people are talking about. And you know, it's funny to me. You have a lot of like these old heads, right? Because like I think it's safe to say Razer's been around the block, right? And you have so you have a lot of these old heads from like the corporate world, and they're all coming out and they're saying, hey, you know, creativity is dead. We've been in a metaverse the whole time. Maybe AA should make a comeback. But I also think that all of these things, especially what, you know, Mr. Tan here is saying, I think really what it's indicative of is these suits are actually kind of in the past. Like, we've been in we're talking you know, yeah, we make fun, but like Magic the Gathering Online, ha 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 ha. But like, I'm fucking serious. Like, you know, like these like ha 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 EverQuest, yeah, ha 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 EverQuest. You know, like these are metaverses.
What is the metaverse if not an MMO?
Yeah, like these are definitionally metaverses. So, yeah, I guess we've been in a metaverse, but water's also wet. So, it's interesting to me that these are like remarks that are being seen as like anything that's like really newsworthy from any of these guys, because I'll say it like this. I play a lot of Concord B-roll on this show. And that game I think that game, and the fact that I can play Concord B-roll, I could play B-roll of a game that I played that you, listener, can no longer play, is way more indicative.
Our claim to fame.
Yeah, right.
We played Concord. Did you even play it?
Did you even play
We played it.
We played it. It was shitty. Like, no, like it's
not great.
It wasn't good. Like, but no, I think that is a much more indicative statement than anything that people like this are saying. So in reality, the only reason why I'm talking about this and why I bring up this specifically is because everyone's talking about this former Sony executive, again, who says creativity is dead. He sounds exactly like this dude who says that we're already in a metaverse. Yeah, we've been in a metaverse for a really long time. Who knew, right? Like, yeah.
What a concept.
Yeah, like AA games are like the industry, like those were once the lifeblood of the industry. We need to bring them back. I mean, like, yeah, they were the lifeblood of the industry, but like, are you gonna make a AA game on like a fucking Unreal 5 engine? And like, here's my AA game that like I need to charge $70 for because I invested all of this money into like these engines and this shareware, like, you know. servers, all the authentication, you know, all this stuff. Yeah. Like, you know, we're so far into it, and the only reason, again, why it's gonna lead into where I'm going with all this is it leads right into our next story, Drix. Because, listen, we're gonna end on Nintendo's mysterious online test that was open to the public. It filled in like 5 minutes. you needed like a Nintendo online account to even sign up, like a Nintendo online expansion pass, I should say, to even sign up for it.
Oh,
So,
wow.
you know,
They're not cheating.
yeah, and but they've also really they have advised everybody who has participated or who is currently participating to not share anything. Yeah,
They
right.
slipped an NDA, a non-disclosure in the
Not
terms
really an
and
NDA,
conditions
and that's
of
what's funny about
Not
it.
quite.
It's not an NDA. They're just like, please don't share. And now, you know, they advised against sharing information, and while the test itself isn't live yet, the executable has been downloadable. And of course, Strix, data miners will do their thing.
Yeah, data miners got to do what a data miner's got to do. And, you know, you might love Nintendo and Pokemon just enough to spill some secrets.
Yeah, absolutely, because we're going to go
Keep
to...
some for yourself, of course.
We're going to go to Eurogamer here, but everything ultimately leads back to Twitter and the greater internet. But I'll give Eurogamer the credit because they have the headline here, quote, details of Nintendo's mysterious Switch online playtest leak. Now, again, Drix, pretty much every story will lead you back to one at Ethan_this guy on Zitter for his screenshots he posted there, which have now been taken down. I'm not going to post it. I'm not going to show anybody on here because they've been getting taken down, but they're floating all over the internet. I have them saved on my phone. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they're out there. So you can find them. But the article does give a good beat on what all of this is. Quote, images from the documentation sent to program participants have been shared on social media. They allude to an almost MMO-sounding game, which features blocky Minecraft-like worlds. Players were reportedly told they will need to work together to, quote, fully develop a massive, expansive planet by utilizing creativity and farmed resources, with new lands, enemies, and resources appearing while players progress.
Sounds pretty cool. Sounds kind of metaverse.
Yeah.
Is that the word you want to use?
Metaverse. There we go. The leaks themselves also mention a social hub. The tutorial screens, the soundtrack, just everything leaked, Drix. Drix, there's even a test you have to complete that apparently reads like an ethics questionnaire. You know, make sure you don't draw fucking dicks and shits. Right?
What color hacker wizard hat do you wear? Jeez, we just want to ask up front, like, are you cool?
Yeah, right?
Please tell us if you're not cool.
Please tell us if you're not cool, because if you're not cool, fuck you. Like,
we can't show you this stuff. You gotta be cool, man.
You gotta be
sure?
cool, dude. Are you
You're
sure?
Cool?
You only cool people. Only
You're not
the
a narc,
cool.
are you?
Only the cool, Drix. So Eurogamer concludes its coverage with, quote, the playtest is due to officially launch on the 24th today of October and run for a little under 2 weeks until the 6th of November. It involves a 2.2 gigabyte software download. We will likely hear more on the playtest over the coming weeks, so stay tuned. So yeah, I'm sure Zitter is aghast with even more leaks because the playtest is happening right now, I assume. Though I will say, Drix, if you hop on over to the Jeff Gerstmann on YouTube and listen to the latest Jeff Gerstmann show, he has some more spicy info in the leaks. The leaks apparently pointing towards the game name codenamed Rockstock to be the latest brainchild of Nintendo's EPD4 team. And Drix, you know, they're the EPD4 team, the Labo guys. They made Mii's.
What?
They made Switch Sports. And, you know, they also made the latest, the Alarmo.
Oh, man. Talk about peripherals. Oh, my.
And Drix, I'm showing you WarioWare because EPD4, they pretty much are WarioWare.
Wow. What a production department.
Yeah.
Anything to do with Skylanders? Does anybody still have those?
Yeah, right? Yeah, no.
These those retro collectibles now.
If you love something about Nintendo, Drix, these guys have probably had a hand in it. And that's what's interesting.
They've done a lot of work everybody likes.
They've done...
good things coming.
Hopefully, because, okay, so I'll end it
I
on
think
this.
Rockman when I hear Rockstock. But
Yeah, right. I think
could be completely wrong.
I actually think a rock tumbler. But but here's the thing, Drix, and Jeff Gerstmann said it. I'm gonna say it too. This kind of seems like Nintendo. I don't even want to say it, but like it kind of seems like them maybe being a little late to the party.
What? With the Metaverse party, the Minecraft-like world party?
Yeah, you know, because
You
here's
already
the
have
thing.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, like, and that's what I was about to say. So, like, what is
It's gonna
this,
make
right?
this better than what already is. If you're gonna try to break the mold and reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, and like, you know, I guess this Death Stranding, like everybody helps everybody thing is kind of cool, right? Like, you
Yes,
know,
a
like
Strand type game.
yeah.
It's not an Uber Eats simulator. It's a new type of game I came up with called a Strand type game.
Drix,
strand
dare
to
we
each
call
other.
this a strand like?
Strand like. Please make that a thing.
A
Put that
strand
into the
like.
meta.
Please make the latest Nintendo game. Go out there on Zitter and on Facebook and on Instagram and on TikTok. Go call the latest Nintendo playtest game a strand like, because
Yes,
you are
hashtag Strand like.
you are working with a bunch of people to like enhance a world, and that was Death Stranding, right? Like I'm
roads for the likes.
I'm building roads.
Like farming. If I put a road here, I bet everybody would really like this.
They would
Maybe we can all
really-
drive go-karts on it in the director's cut.
Oh man, I really thank you for building this bridge over these shadow enemies.
I sure like not having to deal with those
I really loved that.
spooky apparitions.
But anyway, like I said, Nintendo coming out with their own Minecraft, Roblox, late to the party metaverse, like, you know, a strand like. It's a strand. Nintendo coming out with a strand like.
We need to get some Stranding B-roll.
And but again, here's the thing. I don't want to show these fucking screenshots, but these screenshots, Drix, if you can find them, I will just say it like this: the characters and the character models that I assume they're the player characters, you look like little Doshin the Giants.
Oh, okay. Well, don't show it to the wrong people. Do you want to get sued?
You want to get sued? So, anyway, that'll do it for us here on CFM Radio Thursday edition for your, I guess, weekly pleasure. We mix it up for you guys every so often. It's getting towards the end of the year. My God, we have the huge November game rush coming up, the holiday season, new Xboxes. Next week is Holla Goddamn Ween.
Yeah, everybody have a safe and happy Halloween party weekend for everybody going out, attending a lot of events. I know LA is going to be clogged up with traffic tomorrow, so CFM Traffic Radio update. Have fun.
Yeah, CFM Traffic
Dodger
Radio
baseball
update.
playoffs. It's going to get clogged.
CFM
Every arena has an event.
CFM Radio traffic update. Go play Sparking Zero instead.
Yeah, play anything at home. Don't go in
Play
the car.
Road Flight instead.
You're not going out wearing a costume. Avoid the traffic.
Avoid the traffic. Because God knows I'm going to be avoiding traffic right now, and I'll say it like this, Drix. I'm down for a quiet Halloween.
Yeah, those are nice.
But that'll do it from us. Make sure you, if you like it, give us a like. If you dislike it, fuck it, give us the dislike. But tell us why. Give us a comment. And go check out clusterfuckedmedia.com. We have 5 tips for you starting out Drova. Forsaken Kin, tough game, tough as nails. Drix gave it a 4 out of 5 though. We've got over here on the Twitch. Remember, twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch. Make sure you're following us over there. We had a hell of a stream week this week. We're going into next week. It's going to be a little bit lighter. I'm going to be playing Forbidden Memories. We're going to get as far as we can. No Mother Monday. Make sure you catch up on the VOD before the VOD goes away. That's before next Monday. Go make sure you're catching up on Mother Monday. Next Mother Monday might be the last. And then that'll make, fuck, Drix. What, new RPG Theater?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. I don't know. Toss up between maybe Chrono Trigger or Parasite Eve.
Damn.
Feeling a little spooky, so something something kind of scary sounds kind of nice. I want to know what the mitochondria is about.
That's what's up. And again, I'll be playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories over on Twitch, twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to us over here. Make sure you follow us over there. Make sure you're on our Instagram, on our TikTok, on our Facebook. Make sure you're on all that stuff because we post everything all over there. Clusterfuckedmedia.com for 5 beginner tips for Drova, Forsaken Kin, and that'll do it for us. Drix.
Yeah, have a safe and happy Halloween. We'll be back Wednesday before Halloween proper. We'll be back on All Hallows Eve. I'll keep the spooky music coming. Let me know if you have any spooky requests on the internet, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Make sure you give us a comment, like, subscribe. Spooky music on any of our platforms, Facebook, Instagram, anything, Twitch, anything. Check out the VODs. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Video game, music, and news.